Ask yourselves, how can one judge deem any man fully capable to represent himself, and then another judge deem him completely incapable? At every facet of all hearings, I challenged the court's jurisdiction, as well as demanded my counterclaim, all discovery, 2 Brady motions, a plea in abatement, which is a demur, and request for production of documents, interrogatories, to be filed, which weren't ever entered into the record, violating the people's protective rights. And they were never answered by the prosecution, which vitiates fraud upon a lawful people's court. I continuously objected numerous times throughout, and my objections did not make it to the record. As I stated before, to date, I have not received any documents from anybody. This is a conflict of interest, furthering my problems. In the People's Court, judges such as Michael J. O'Gara cannot act as the prosecuting attorneys, judges, and executioner in any case without being a conflict of interest. They also cannot act as a medical or psychiatric doctor, deeming anyone disabled or unfit to represent themselves just because they could not meet their timeline, which was meant to help the prosecution unlawfully prosecute someone on made-up charges, which do not even exist in the law books anywhere. At all times from February 7th, 2015 through January 6th, 2016, the constitutions of California were never present, even as I continuously objected, and was never heard on record. And as Michael O'Gara stated, federal rules do not apply here in my court. On one hand, he is right, and on another, he is wrong when dealing with the deprivations of the United States constitutional rights. All courts are subject to the federal rules. In addition, I couldn't even fire the public pretender defender, Peggy Lovemann, because I did not willingly hire her. She was forced upon me by Judge Michael J. O'Gara. As much, the public defender pretender, Peggy Lovemann, expressed her unwillingness to inform me of anything, listen to anything I had to say, or meet with me to discuss my case, which I call law in action. And she did this throughout the entire matter, even directly stating to many people that she, Peggy Lovemann, could not file anything on behalf of me, inform me of anything in the matter, because Judge Michael O'Gara was directing her on what she was to do or not to do in this matter, and she's supposed to be a public defender. The Romans used to do the same thing when throwing people into a lion's den, gagged and blindfolded. Even at the time of jury instructions, the picking of the jury, the witnesses that were willing to testify on my behalf, the cross-examining of the peace officer, Chris Smith, and the answering the questions that the jury had for the court were all lies, deceit, and unlawfully conspired to by Judge Michael J. O'Gara, public defender Lovemann, and Michael Sheehan from the prosecuting attorney's office. And it appeared that the court clerk, potentially, and others in this matter were also involved. I felt defenseless, like I was chained at the feet, shackled around my waist while handcuffed, and with duct tape wrapped around my entire head, with only holes in front of my eyes, watching my freedoms be taken away from me while being detained as a political prisoner. On sentencing day, as the verdict was read by the jury, I just sat there in bewilderment as if it was so surreal, like a Twilight Zone. It was at this point that I vowed to disclose the truth to the public, with hope that the public will get involved, regardless of the facts that we already know the truth, that the judiciary system is not a lawful process, and they were lied about jury nullification. It was on September 9th, 2015, where I was sentenced to 1 year, 364 days, for not rolling my window down all the way at a basic traffic stop. It's hard to believe, and what followed my detainment is truly even more difficult to believe, as I was sought after and harassed by sheriff deputies and jailhouse workers, and deprived of the basics of life to survive, such as food, water, and other rights under Title 15. I now ask you to pass this on to everyone you know. I need you, the people, to step up and demand the truth be unveiled for yours and much more, your children's future concerning our constitutional protective rights are at stake. Do the right thing. Demand the media to air this video and the United States administration to do a comprehensive investigation and encourage the presidential nominees to address these types of issues. I have vowed to continue to assist the people's protective rights by continuing to help create value and principles in our society, and I truly cannot do it alone. I will continue through nonviolence, with compassion, integrity, to uncover the truth for the people, by one of the people, for as long as I live. I'm asking for your help, as it was set by our forefathers who lost their lives fighting for the future of the we the people's constitutional protective rights. We need to make a stand, for our future depends on it. And we encourage you to subscribe below or make a comment. You know, it's all about creating value for our society. And we're only going to be able to do it if we all band together. And we need to do it one step at a time. So stay tuned.